Namaste, I'm Nivedita Tiwari, your excellent strategist. I got married a couple of months back, and ever since then, I have been on this beautiful journey of shaping up my happily ever after. Soon after I began, I realized that this is a huge opportunity I have on my hands to lay foundations of my future ahead. Not only my future, it's about everyone's future who's involved with me on this beautiful journey. I knew then that only my wisdom will not suffice. I will have to refer to a wisdom that is greater than me, that is beyond me, and that has a divine essence in it. And like all times, whenever I have looked upon something, looked upon for divine wisdom, for guidance, I have always come across one thing, which is Bhagavad Gita. So again in my life, I referred to Bhagavad Gita, and this time I had another motivation, which was to share all my learnings and lessons with you all. All this while I have been reading Gita. Most of the times I have been very casual about it. I just open up a page and then I read. It magically has some lessons for me and I apply them in my life. This time I'm going to be more structured about it. So I'll start from the very beginning. Now some of the lessons I'll share with you all will be very easy to implement in your daily life. You'll start them and you'll start noticing immediate benefits. However, some habits, some practices will be very emotional and mental in nature. For those practices, you will see benefits. Definitely you will see benefits, but in due course of time. So be patient with me. Trust me, I have had beautiful experiences, divine experiences using very minute tools, strategies, lessons and rituals from Bhagavad Gita. So let's begin. Like I said, I'll start from the very beginning, and I'm starting from the first verse of Bhagavad Gita. Many people believe that Bhagavad Gita is about an event that happened in history, the very famous war between Pandavas and Kauravas. However, I believe, and many other yogis and gurus believe as well, that Bhagavad Gita is more of an essence for life instead of just an essence of an event. So when I talk about first verse of Bhagavad Gita, it is not only what exactly was meant in the Sanskrit verse, it's also about what was implied in that verse and how we can transcend the materialistic meaning of that verse and implement that in our day-to-day life. Now, I promise to keep this really simple because I understand not many people have the time and the patience to go through all the complicated inferences and implications of verses of Gita. So very simply put, the first verse says that King Dhritarashtra is asking Sanjay that what happened in the war? Give me the details. Now, my interpretation and the interpretation of the Gita that I read says that King Dhritarashtra is actually our thinking mind and Sanjaya is our intellect, our wisdom. So every night what we can do is, every night before falling asleep, while we do our nightly routine, we can ask ourselves, we can ask our wisdom, what happened in the war zone today? Now here the war zone is not that we are going to some war each day. War zone is simply our karma bhumi. What happened in our karma bhumi today? And who won? Yeah, the question we are asking ourselves is who won? Now this means that in every human being there are good aspects and there are not so good evil aspects, right? We all have both good and evil in us. The one we feed more is the one that gets stronger. Okay? So when you are doing your nightly introspection, you need to ask yourself, who won today? Right? What happened at the war zone? War zone implying that your day-to-day life. What happened in your day-to-day life today? And who won? Now, the two competing forces here are the good in you and the evil in you. Don't get scared when I say the evil in you. What it means is, Gita essentially says that there are 7 primary sins. There are a lot of sins when you segregate those 7 sins into smaller and fractionable elements. But broadly speaking, Geeta talks of 7 sins. I have made a list of those 7. It says lust, gluttony, greed, sloth, anger, envy, and pride. Now, when you're doing the nightly introspection, all you need to ask yourself is, which part of me won today? Throughout the day, throughout the waking hours of the day, whatever you did, whatever you thought, whatever you felt, if you consolidate everything and put them in a weighing scale, which side, the good side of you won or the evil side of you won? Okay, let's take a quick example. Let's talk about envy. Envy is something most of us would have felt at some point in time in our life, and we'll be able to relate to it. So if I feel that today, okay, I looked at someone and I was so envious of their journey, not their journey but their outcome. I was so envious that I started actually thinking badly about them. I started comparing my own journey with them. I started comparing my own outcomes with them. And I started actually belittling myself because the other person's achievements appeared to be much better than my own. Okay? In that sense, the evil of envy in me won against the sensibility and empathy in me, which would say that everyone has their own journey. Instead of feeling envy, what we could also feel was appreciation. We could feel motivation. We could feel acknowledgement. We could feel some kind of inspiration that, okay, if that person is able to do this much, and if that person is able to accomplish this much, then maybe even I stand a chance. Maybe even I should plan. Maybe even I should change my strategies and try to achieve what the other person has achieved. Or who knows, I might end up achieving more than them. So instead of envy, which is the evil in you, you could have also channeled other good emotions, feelings like inspiration, motivation, simple acknowledgement and appreciation of the other person's struggles, and so on. Now you will have to do a quick analysis that in a day, while you were awake, which part of you kept on winning? So it's like keeping a quick cricket score. That okay, in this particular hour the good in me won, in this particular hour the evil in me won. And you don't have to be so microscopic about it. Just take like the average of the whole day, that okay, today I think even though there was a huge competition between the good and evil in me, it was about to be a tie, but the good in me finally outscored the evil in me. Do this exercise. Try this at least for 7 nights at a stretch, because I'll tell you what's the special trick I like about this particular ritual. I like the reverse psychology of this ritual. You may think that this ritual is about doing it at the end of the day, at the night, while everything has ended. However, what I have felt and what I have realized is that it doesn't end at that. The next day when you wake up, you're already conscious in your mind that, hey, at the night, I have to answer myself. At night, I have to face the judgment of none other than my own self. So, will I make my actions consciously aligned with the good in me, or will I let it slip and will I let the evil win in the end? So, I love how reverse psychology works here and how we are motivated throughout the day at a very subconscious level to make the good in us win. So this is it from me. Do give it a try and let me know how it works out for you. As we practice any ritual, there are many doubts, there are many questions that arise. So in case you come up with any doubts or any questions, feel free to reach out to me. We would love to have a discussion about it, and maybe, who knows, even I'll get to learn a thing or two from your experience. Until then, stay safe, stay motivated, and continue to thrive. Bye-bye.